Going on to you Capricorns out here. So you have the Fool, King of Wands, and then you Capricorns actually have the Ace of Wands. So what you've got going on, wand in every one of them, because even a fool has a wand in his hand, but he is the most powerful. You Capricorns, excuse me. A lot of you Capricorns right now know how to. You basically are the masters of your universe. You know that some things are coming to you, challenges. What makes these challenges any different? You know that you're going to make it through. A lot of you Capricorns don't even perceive challenges as like you being in competition with another person. A lot of you Capricorns see it as it's your opportunity to get smarter. And so that's what it is that you're doing, right? Whatever kind of situation or challenges that you have in your life, you're basically handling your business. You're basically doing what it is that you got to do. And so now you have the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Swords. These two cards right here for you represent how this is a place where the Knight of Swords and the Nine of Swords, the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Swords. So these two cards right here for you represent how you're in a place where you Capricorns very much so are, you've made it through whatever obstacles. I've talked about this before. I just talked about it a few seconds ago, that the Fool card is the most powerful card in the entire tarot. It's a person who most people would perceive to be stupid and perceive to be an idiot, right? But things happen to always span out their way. Things just seem to happen to work out for them. People will be like, okay, well, how do things continue to work out for this bumbling idiot, right? And they don't seem to understand that what goes on underneath is that a person who is very much so intelligent is just that they just doing it in a carefree way. Let me tell you, they're doing it in such a carefree way where things just happen. You feel what I'm saying? And it's the embracing, because I'm speaking to you Capricorns as a person who has embraced that kind of Fool energy. Things work out for me, and I'm always in synchronicity where I'm always at the right place at the right time. And I'm not even planning on like running game on people. I don't plan on running game on people. I think people are kind of overly consumed with thinking that every last person who they come across is doing it. No, I train you Capricorns to understand when someone is running game and how to stay away from it, but at the same time, or what to do with it, right? But at the same time, not everybody is doing that. And when you embrace that Fool energy, sometimes, I mean, you could run game on people if that's what you want, but the majority of the times, it's not even about doing that. Majority of times, is really about embracing the unpredictability and flowing into it and adapting to the situation. And a lot of times people have such rigid or set rules about how they should do things. They think that if they think that because you move in a weird way, right, according to them, that somehow like you're stupid. But that's not it. Because if you because if you Capricorns were really stupid, you wouldn't have been succeeding the way that you are, right? Success is not by mistake. Success is not by mistake. I don't care how stupid a person is. If a person is stupid and they're failing up and they just keep getting lucky and lucky and luckier, they either plan this, going with the flow, right? Meaning that they are embracing adaptability or unpredictability and adapting to it, or someone wants them to win. And so they are allowing them to benefit even though they are an imbecile. Each three of them are a level of intelligence. You understand what I'm saying? Or I should say not a level, but an aspect of intelligence or a mode of intelligence. And so you Capricorns definitely have moved forward and you're doing great. You're doing well, as I said before. And so the Empress now is about how you basically have options like you wanted. And you feel good about having said options. But the thing about it is that the Hanged Man here is about how um, a lot of you right now are just chilling. A lot of you Capricorns are going to take a break as far as just kind of lay low for a little bit and not really look to get too much attention, because a lot of the things that you Capricorns have set in motion with investing, if you ask me, everyone should be investing. Everyone should park their cash that they worked for into a place, specifically a system in which they can do less for, but they get cash. And a lot of it is hands off compared to their job. Make things a lot easier. 90% of the money that 90% of the money that comes that 90% of the money where a lot of these Fortune 500, excuse me, I just say Fortune 500 companies get their money from is flowed upstream from small businesses. That is a fact. You're going to go do the research if you want to. It flows upstream to these businesses. So businesses like Microsoft, Google, Meta flows upstream, right? Google constantly buys small to regular to small to uh, relevantly larger companies, right? But smaller in size compared to Google. I'm talking about, right? And that's that's the situation. And so the thing is that you have been investing and making such smart business moves because Capricorn is the business person. Um, you're just affording yourself to relax, chill, and as you should, take a break, take a breather, right? See what's going on, see if anything pops up with you, and then you have the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. These two cards right here for you represent how a lot of you feel good about it. You're not off your P's and Q's. You're not going to get rusty. You Capricorns still feel good about where you are. You're just relaxing because you can afford to now. You go to your job, you have an easier time because you have at least two incomes, one from the job, one from where it is that you invest in. And investing is something that all billionaires do. Whenever it is that a billionaire or a millionaire or anyone that has a large amount of money decides that they're going to park their money into this, when that's investing. Anytime you hear a company eats another company or merges with another company, that's investing. Whenever it is that you turn on the TV and you're watching the news and they talk about, oh, da 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 da, right? And they had a partnership. That's investing. There's just a rose by any other name. And so the situation for you is that you actually feel good. Ace of Pentacles. Your finances are starting to become addressed and covered. So let's clarify the Ace of Pentacles. You have the Ten of Raphael, Ace of Michael, Four of Michael, right? Page of Raphael. And then you have the Two of Gabriel. So to clarify the Ace of Pentacles, so the Ten of Raphael, Ace of Michael, and the Four of Michael. What's going on here for you is that you Capricorns are in a place spiritually with a Ten of Raphael, the Ace of Michael, and Four of Michael. What's being kind of done away with is you Capricorns working hard. You Capricorns will still work hard, to maintain your job. It's not like you're going to fall off and get lazy, but you don't have to. You have more of a peace of mind. You don't have to work so hard because part of the reason why people work so hard is because they're one paycheck away from poverty. You're not anymore. You have more of a cushion, which helps you get an ease of mind. And so the Page of Raphael and the Two of Gabriel for you Capricorns is also about how, and some of you Capricorns who are single may figure it's time for you to date, or you could date, right? You have room for possibilities of love, right? Because money is important. You feel me? Money seems to be a very like a big obstacle why people can't seem to get there. the things that they want. But now when you accumulate money, right, now it's still kind of like convoluted because people date for money instead of dating to find someone that they're actually compatible with and they can work with, right? Because you'll have this concept a lot of the times that like people will say things like, oh, don't date anybody when they're building. Don't do that. That is not very good advice, because a billionaire like Elon Musk, he's still building. He's still trying to get his businesses, or Tesla and all of that, which he's the CEO of. He's still, trying to make Tesla into a $10 trillion company, a $20 trillion company. He's still managing a lot of the factories. He's still a billionaire. He doesn't have to work as hard as physically, but he still has to come up with innovative ideas. He's still building, right? Don't listen to people when they tell you that nonsense about they don't want to build. That is not good. Don't listen to that. You Capricorns, you have time, right? Because see, when you get the money, when you start making more money, you actually have, your mind actually has room to think about other things, because now your finances are actually addressed and checkmated and addressed. So now it's like you can afford what you want. Now it's like, okay, well, what do you want and what's happening? And so that's what's happening here. A lot of you are developing different aspects of like hobbies or things that you want to do, or actually going out and doing the things that you want. Some of you will probably go and talk to other people and get to know people. Some of you Capricorns who are already dating people, you have more time to hang out and chill with your significant other that you're getting to know. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We're at 29,531 subscribers. And I'm very proud of you Capricorns, how you Capricorns literally went from, because I told y'all, I said, wait, y'all literally went from like XYZ, not really doing so good, having, people handouts, to now people want you to give them a handout, even though you already did have a job. And a lot of you Capricorns is like, okay, you need to park some of this cash into something that helps you make money. So that's it. If you want to come through and get a personal reading from me, the link to that is in the comment section below, called the Linktree link. And also to download my video game. I do have the metrics. Only 11 of y'all went ahead and bought. Come on through. You know what I'm saying? Some more you come through and get download the video game. Check it out. I want y'all to see the creations that I'm creating. From what I hear, it's a lot of fun. Go ahead and check it out. Peace.